regionals, and I was the only person that ran it there. And by the end of the day, everybody knew me as the Inferno player, and everybody wanted to face me to see how good the deck was because they heard I was 2-0ing people. And I destroyed a rabbit deck, they heard, and then I destroyed a hero deck.
I mean, Inferno's deck can, I mean, the best matchup we could possibly have is Dark World. Just because we can laugh when they activate Gate.
Windups before, when it was the hand loop, was actually...
Yeah,
now that is the XC looping shit. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Windups are... I honestly have not had a chance to face them with an Inferno deck. I faced them with a hero deck that I was trying out because heroes were supposedly going to be a good deck, and it's like... So I wanted to figure it out a little bit, and it's like, I don't like it. I know how to beat it already because person at my locals plays it.
The judges at my regionals, at the end of the tournament, everybody was leaving, and I ended up leaving with the judges. And the judges literally gave me packs because they found out that I was playing Infernos, and they all gave me respect, and they said that I have balls to come to something like this with a deck like that. And for me to do what I did with the deck and go X3, and considering that 2 of them even seen the matches and they were watching my match and they were like, I should have won. The other 2, I should have actually went X1 initially. So, well, if it wasn't for misplays, but you know, everybody does that. So
yeah,
I see it for what it is. I went X3 and that's that. I've accepted it. But the potential I had, I should have been X1. I should have actually got my invite, which I have to go back November 4th for.
But hey,
but I got much respect for it.
But hey, the fact that you have to go back means you'll be able to show everyone that, hey, I'm a boss now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going back for regionals again November 4th, and I'm not leaving without an invite.
You're not. Well, one thing you should say, I'm not leaving unless I'm in the top 5. Because, I mean, you know you can do it.
I can do it. I'm not going to be conceited and say that I'm going to do it because...
You're not going to be like BCTRFS saying he's going to win it?
I'm not going to be like anybody else. I'm me, I'm myself, and I believe in myself to be able to top.
But you don't want to get the bad luck going, right?
I just don't want to have that vibe. Like, something happened with me. I had a very bad vibe that day, and I caught somebody stacking against me too. Literally, like, you would look at his deck cards, and you could see that if you put them all together, you could see that there was sleeves that were popping out that were slightly bigger than the things, and every card that was in those sleeves was the hand that he was trying to opened up with. He ended up getting banned, I think it was. They disqualified him, and it was a whole bunch of things that happened, because I noticed it on somebody, because I wasn't facing the person per se.
Yeah.
Well, I was facing him, but I faced him before the thing. We had a playtest match, because I brought another deck with me. And I seen it then, but I wasn't sure. And then when somebody was telling me that he opened up with the same hand 2 games in a row, exact card for card, that's pretty impossible to do. To exactly have card for card, first 6 cards. That's just impossible.
Yeah, that's...
Unless you're stacking, it's impossible.
Yeah. Do you remember what deck he was playing?
Injectors.
That's why. He wanted to show Injectors were so good, and he knew he wasn't good enough.
I actually 2-0'd him in the beginning playing around.
Yeah.
I 2-0'd him. Because what happened was when he was shuffling, right? I would just look and watch, and when we go, okay, this, I don't fear you popping shit on me.
Yeah, we don't
have it chainable in my Inferno deck, and in the other deck I was playing, I guess, which I'm working on. I don't want people to know just yet what it is, and I put a profile up on that.
All right.
A lot of things were chainable, and it didn't do anything to me.
Yeah. That's the best thing. I mean, I have to ask you this. Do you think having launched your first turn in your starting hand is bad?
I think launch on the first turn is situational.
Well, yeah, depending on what cards you have in your hand.
I think, personally, I would rather search out launcher.
Yeah.
and have it in my opening hand.
Like getting it when you want it, not when you just...
Yeah. I've opened up with it and had broken hands with it in my opening hand, but I would prefer to search it when I need it and want it, in opposed to the sense of having it just given to me. Or maybe like if it was top deck later on in the game, that's fine. But initially, I wouldn't want it in my hand starting the game.
Yeah,
unless it's 2 and 3, then that is special. Yeah.
Well, if it's 2 or 3, everyone's gonna be playing Inferno, so.
But one card I actually been thinking about that I wanted to actually talk to you about, and I've been trying to see if I could hit up other people that used to play Inferno. I haven't gotten back from Vexicus yet, but I asked him to take a look at the deck list, and I wanted to ask him to hook up so I could talk to him about, so I could talk to Cordero about some tech choices that I have that I wanted his opinion on. One of them was TTP, Transmigration Prophecy, which I find to be a nice little tech, because if you put it in, you have it in a side deck or main deck. I've seen people do it, but I've literally had people playing where I've watched an Inferno match, and I've done it myself, where you bring back Launcher with the with your monsters in the grave. It works great with Beetle. You bring back Launcher, bring back the 2 Beetles, and just flip off.
And the fact that you mentioned Vexicus, I did message him, and hopefully he should be doing a video chat with me within sometime next week or a little bit later about what he thinks is going on with Infernities. Because
I think, to be honest, the YCS though, in my opinion, I think the guy kind of got lucky, because if you look at his build, it's very unorthodox. Yeah. And some of his choices are just bizarre. I've never seen a person run Inferno Force out of the side or in main deck. So it's a little weird to see something like that. Yeah. Is it understandable for why he's done it? Fine, yeah, it's an extra free special summon. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. We special summon like a million times in a turn. Yeah. What's an option?
But I have to say this. At least he didn't run Inferno Knight. That
is a plus, yes. He did not run Inferno Knight.
Because, I mean...
Of course, he could have ran Inferno Dwarf.
Yeah, that's... Oh my god, that...
The new tech choice of the 2012 era of Inferno Dwarf. I'm telling you here and now. No, but on a real note, yeah, it was really unorthodox, and I think that the deck did good because people were not prepared for it, didn't know what to do, because that's the same thing that happened to me in my regional. People had no idea how to side against me.
Well, they knew Shadow and Prison Mirror, but then that doesn't do shit to me. Inferno Break, pop, and I have so many different destruction things that are actually generic. Name 3 MST.
I have 3 MST, a Heavy Storm, and
3 Break.
That's good luck with that.
No.
I also have 3 Barrier. Good luck with what you have.
No. Would you ever think about doing siding Dust Tornado if the format calls for it?
I used to side Dust Tornado. I don't want to run a heavy Chav deck, because then I would have to take Heavy Storm out.
Yeah. And that's what the guy that ran at the regionals at top 16. He had so many traps. And
it was like already stun deck. That's what it was.
It was kind of ridiculous. I also think I mean, even when I made my trap video, I say you only want maybe one or a few more traps than you have monsters. I mean, I have 15 monsters and 15 traps.
I have 13 monsters, 12 traps. Which
is actually pretty decent, because you run a Beetle build where you would want your spells a little bit more, because you have the 3 MST.
Avenger. I was running, with my Avenger build that I had, I was running 14 monsters, I think it was, with 12 spells and 14 spells. I mean, with 14 spells and 12 traps. I just don't like having trap-heavy decks, because it's just too vulnerable to removal, and then having to set down traps, and then you have to worry about drawing another trap. And if you have a trap that you can't activate, you get clogged. With traps, you also get your hand, end up with a hand.
Yeah, you basically want the basic. Barrier, Starlight Road, break.
Everything direct, straight to the point. Let's go. That type of thing. Let's go. Straight to the point. This is ABC. Let's do ABC.
Yep. And you like Warning because you also play Android.
Yes. I find Warning to be a lot better with Android out the side for beetle builds, because you typically could go into 5s like nothing in the build.
Yeah.
Whereas you really don't go into 5s in the Avenger build, and when you do, you're going into Stygian Insurgents.
Or
you're going into that.
Or for me, it's Fabled Raven.
Or you, because you have the Raven thing going.
Yeah. Which I like because it's a first turn Hank there, so that's just a simple tech for me.
It's probably the way you play your Inferno deck is the same way the guy from Top White CS probably. It fits your play style.
I don't play it like he did because, like you said, it's probably an Inferno stall deck.
I'm not saying that you play the deck the way he is. I'm saying the fact of the way you play your deck is the same way why he plays his deck the way he has it. It fits your play style.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, your play style fits your beetle build.
Yeah, I've played both styles. I like both decks. I don't knock the Avenger deck. I don't think that there's one better than the other. I think they're both still viable. I think it just depends on whether you're looking for an aggressive deck or a deck that trades resources that's more of a combo deck that loops and lets the person think they have advantage at one point and then they don't, in comparison to the beetle where you just don't let them get an advantage at all if you can.
Yeah. Because, I mean, do you agree with me that a beetle build is more viable for a person's playstyle, where an Avenger build, the deck is already kind of built, and you have to have certain staples in it?
Yeah, I would say that there's more flexibility. Actually, no, they're about the same, to be honest. You have to have the staple Avengers, which for both it doesn't matter. It's going to be the 3.
Yeah.
You have to have, just like you have the staple Necromancers, you have to have the staples 3 beetle.
Yeah, but that's like for all Inferno decks. You have
all you guys have the same staple monsters, and they have to be in there. There's very little wiggle room. I can say for the extra deck, there's more wiggle room where you can explore things.
Yeah. And that's kind of where playstyle goes into what you want to go into.
Definitely.
It's like, I like Queen Dragoon just because she's a level 2, and if I have to, and if I have the option, I can bring back a dragon.
Papa is better. You book the moon, Queen Dragoon, flip it back up, -600 swing.
Yeah. This, I will admit, this is good. This won me a stall.
That becomes staple in so many decks.
Yeah, honestly, these two are basically really, really good.
Oh my God, those two together, it's
insane.
It's like, come at me, bro. That's what you're telling them, come at me. Because they set down a monster, you flip it. They don't set down a monster, you send it to flip it face down and then flip it back up.
And you know these two were made for each other just because of their stats.
They combo off each other beautifully.
I don't know, but it's 21 on attack, 18 defense, 18 attack, 21 defense.
There's 20 defense.
Oh yeah, it's 23. But still, it's 18. Still. I didn't look. My finger was there, so whatever.
It's okay. Everybody does little mistakes here and there. You know, I've done them to myself.
I mean,
I don't expect to be perfect. I'm not perfect.
Yeah. That's why you misplay.
It's okay. I thought I was falling asleep, and I still managed to beat you.
Hey, yeah, that's true.
But that's no here nor there. I'm not gonna lie. I got an incredibly lucky top deck Archfiend and brought my launcher that allowed me to go off.
And I will have to say this: you have been playing for these long.